All right, everybody. All right. We are now officially on to week two. All the NFL week one shenanigans is over. It is done. We're now on to week two. Before we get started, make sure you guys smash that like, that thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Click that bell, turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss a stream. Before we get started with your power rankings for week two, I will be streaming tomorrow. Thursday Night Football. Make sure you guys lock it in. It's going to be a good time. I think it starts at exactly 8 p.m. 8 p.m. I think so. Pretty sure of it. But yeah, we'll be streaming tomorrow night, and I'll put the link up for that, or I'll put the stream channel up for you guys about a couple hours before that gets going. So, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Quick shout out to the Wrench Gang. Quick shout out to the family, all the listeners, all the watchers as we prepare to get started with this. So last week for week one, I'll just go down the list for you guys again. At number 10, I had the Lions. Number 9, I had the Cowboys. Number 8, I had the Steelers. Number 7, I had the Jets. Number 6 was the Ravens. Number 5, the Bengals. Number 4, the Bills. Number 3, the 49ers. Number 2, the Chiefs. And number 1, the Eagles. And my, things have shaken up without a doubt. Some teams are still on the list. Some teams have left the list. Yeah, we're going to get into this one. Before we do, quick shout outs to Jobless. What up, man? Cameron in the house. Ryan Devlin. What's up, Ryan? Jacob coming through with the $1.99 super chat donation. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for the $2 donation. Says, yo, Jay, my uncle and dad says Rodgers' career is over. You know, it's
Yo, Jay, my uncle and dad said Rodgers' career is over.
It's too soon to say. I will say that. It's too soon to say. We don't fully know his decisions, whether or not he's going to be able to bounce back. And I'll just leave it at that. You know, I don't want to make speculations on the man's injury. I don't want to say what the future holds for his career, but like I said before, I do hope that he can fully recover and he does step back out in the field in uniform. All right. Cameron says, bro, I'm so mad because Aaron was my fantasy team and now I don't have a quarterback. Wow. Yeah, there was someone that took a screenshot of their fantasy league where Rodgers was their quarterback. He was starting and they only needed like 0.5 points. It was like 95. It was like 95.30 versus 95. And they just needed him to basically make like one pass. And they would have won. But yeah, obviously Rodgers got people no points. Shout out to Michelle. Says, I can't believe I caught you live. I'm going to have to get my notes. I usually watch and pause. Shout out to you, Michelle. Yeah, I figured I would do it live. It's going to be a little different doing it live, and I have to be careful how I do it just because I have it planned a certain way, but we'll get through it. I wanted to see how it worked opposed to doing a video, and here we're here. We're here. Michelle says, I just finished my homework on business ethics. Blah. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I love business and I love ethics, though, so shout out to you, Michelle. Shout out to you. What up, D1? Aussie Chicken in the house. Sheila in the building. Says, Cowboys don't suck. It's true. It's true. And I'll give credit when it's due. Jacob says, I don't know if it's over yet, but the Jets have one more year with Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, he can be on the sideline, right? The real question is whether or not he's actually going to go out and play again. Shout out to Socks. What's up, Chad? And hello to just that guy. All right, let's go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. I'll go down this list one more time. Obviously, for week one, I had the Lions coming in at number 10, Cowboys, Steelers, Jets, Ravens, Bengals, Bills, 49ers, Chiefs, and then Eagles number 1. Well, this week has shaken things up. We've had some crazy things happen. We've had some upsets. We've had some teams getting blown out by 40. And this is going to be your NFL Week 2 power rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, starting off at number 10, going to be your Miami Dolphins. It's going to be your Miami Dolphins. I had to go back and look at everything they did during the game because, I was streaming a different game at the time, but from the highlights that I'd seen from Tua and just the exceptional work ethic that this man had coming back after what you would consider to be a crazy season where you didn't know whether or not he was going to play again. You didn't know whether or not he was going to be able to step out on that field and if he was going to be great. Well, Tua said, you know what, I'm going to go out here and throw for 466 yards in a tough battle against the Chargers. They took the win 36-34, so they will be moving up into the number 10 spot for NFL Week 2. All right, Richard says, love the Lions, not giving up on the Bills. Yes, we're not going to give up on the Bills. We know that. We know that. But we are angry right now. We are angry right now. That is for sure. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 9. Another tough victory. We didn't know what was going to happen. It was so back and forth. But your Jaguars. I got Jaguars coming in at number 9 this week. Trevor Lawrence, 241 yards. Etienne Jr., 77. And this is probably another slept-on team. Everybody, says, all right, Jag's going to do this. Trevor Lawrence is good. But listen, when you see what they have in that backfield, and especially with Calvin Ridley coming in now and just adding to that mix and giving Trevor Lawrence a real solid target to throw to, the man got 101 yards. I'm excited to see what these Jaguars are going to do, and they're coming in at number 9 this week. Florida Man Top says, Jay, what up? What's going on with you? My boys got to be number 1. Who's your boys? My friend? Ryan Devlin says, you cool down after the Bills game? Yeah, I'm all right. Listen, you got a 24-hour period, all right? And then you got to get over it. And then you got to move on to the next week. That's how it goes around here. You can't sulk. You can't sulk until next Sunday. BK says, what up, Jay? Happy 23 season to you and your Bills Mafia. I enjoyed tuning in last season when I was at work. Good luck this year with the stream. Shout out to you, BK. Thank you for rocking with me for another season. Much love to you, man. Shout out to you. Jawa says, thank you, Jay, for giving so much inspiration to upload. I'm about to upload my big video tomorrow, so happy it's almost done. Shout out to you, Jawa. Keep going, man. Keep pushing. Keep going. Sheila says, Zay Jones. Yeah, Zay Jones as well. Alokin, as far as for your defense. Campbell had an interception. But, just from the completion standpoint, you had Trevor Lawrence at 75%. 24 at 32 attempts. And I'm excited to see what these Jags can do. So, yeah, they're going to come in at number 9 this week. Another very surprising one's going to come in at number 8, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may like it. Some of you may not like it. But you know why. I mean, it's not every day that we hear the Bengals getting beat the way that they did and only putting up 3 points, and especially by the Browns. So, there you have it. Cleveland Browns coming in at number 8 this week. Deshaun Watson with 154 passing yards. Nick Chubb with 106 rushing. Obviously, Moore had 43. Delpit had 8 tackles. But getting into Watson, I mean, it's hard to say that he had a really great game, and I feel like this is another one of those situations where the defense really stepped up for their team and put the team in the seat to win the game. And as long as they did the least amount of work and didn't cause too many turnovers and too many issues, the defense was going to lead them to the victory. Well, the same thing here. Deshaun Watson was 16 of 29 with 55% completions, 154 yards. He averaged 5.3. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. His long was 33. Star of the show was Nick Chubb. 18 carries, 106 yards. Just hand the ball off, let that man do his thing. And that is what he did. As far as the receivers, Moore, Cooper, and Njoku, mixed bag. They move the ball around. And we'll have to see what these guys do moving forward. But they're coming at number 8 this week, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Dare I mention anything about Aaron Rodgers right now? But the reality is this. Number 7, I have to keep these Jets at number 7. I had them number 7 last week, but because of Aaron Rodgers being out, I decided to keep them right where they are. I didn't want to bump them down because of the Aaron Rodgers situation, and I couldn't just bring them up more because of the defense. Zach Wilson is a big question mark, and I'll be honest with you, keeping them at number 7 is actually pretty good considering the competition that they have right now. The real question is next week, because there's conversations in regards to what the Jets are going to do at quarterback and who they're going to bring in as veteran. But if Zach Wilson can prove himself along with his defense next week, then we're having a real conversation as far as did Zach Wilson learn anything? Has he further developed? And will this Jets team put trust in him moving forward? With that said, Jets coming in at number 7 this week. All right. Next up, little shaky, little rusty, but still took care of business. Mr. Lamar Jackson and company. 169 on the passing records. Jackson had 38 yards in the rushing. Zay Flowers with 78 yards. I told you guys, this kid would be amazing. I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. Another game that I wasn't able to actually stream, but I did go back and look at the highlights. So, yeah, obviously as far as Lamar, 17 completions on 22 attempts, 77% completion percentage, 169 yards. Long was 29. He had 1 interception, 4 sacks. So, yeah, he was rusty out there. But he did just enough for his team to go out there and win. So, once again, I really feel like the tide has changed more so from the high-flying offensive that we seen last year to this year. It's all about that defense. Boys going out there and balling out, stopping the run, getting in those passing lanes, picking people off. But Ravens holding down number 6 for week 2. All right. Next up, it's very, very interesting. Before I get into this one, we'll hop into the chat. Robert says, I said the Jags are going to be a good surprise team to watch, without a doubt. Richard says, good choice on the Bengals. DCM says, go Pack, go. Shout out to you, DCM. Richard says, 7 till lose, good choice. Yeah. Just that guy says, Bills. I don't want to talk about it. We don't got to talk about it now. BK says, where is Gardner Minshew? I could see him with the Jets. I just don't trust Gardner, man. I don't trust Gardner. I don't get why he's still in the league. I understand when you have a good agent and you have, somewhat of a decent hype around you and all that good stuff, then, they'll figure out a way to put you on somebody's bench. But I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. Carson Wentz maybe because he's got that veteran experience, and I think he would do great in that specific offense with the Jets. But hey, you never know. All right, coming in at number 5. Number 5. Moving up on the list. It was surprising to everybody. Listen, it's opening night. It's Thursday. And yes, you could always say, oh, it was Chris Jones and it was Kelsey and it was this, it was that. This team went up against the Super Bowl champions. And regardless of all the issues and all the nuances that you guys have to say, these Lions came out to ball from the passing game, from the running game, from the defense stepping up and not just letting Mahomes do exactly what he wanted to do. I told you guys last year that this Lions team meant business, and guess what? They proved to the world. They proved to the NFL. They put everybody on notice. So this week, they're going to come in and move up from number 10 to number 5. Ryan says Kaepernick is their quarterback. You guys got to stop with the Kaepernick stuff. He is not coming back to the league. It's just not going to happen. All right? There's options. There's young players. There's so much other talent. They're not going to let Kaepernick come back. It's just not going to happen. All right. Lions at number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in at number 4, the team they beat, the Super Bowl champions. You cannot drop these Chiefs that far off the list. I had the Chiefs number 2. They came down to number 4 specifically because they lost by 1, right? And I'll say this right now. Chris Jones comes back. I guess he just signed his new deal, even though the holdout was stupid because he lost money in a sense and because of it, and the incentives now just don't make any sense. So, yeah, he basically held out, which may or may have not actually led to the Chiefs losing that game. But regardless, it was stupid from the holdout because he didn't gain anything. But with that said, I dropped the Chiefs down from number 2 to number 4 because I feel like they're still the Super Bowl champions. Patrick Mahomes is still great. Still questions that defense, even with Chris Jones and obviously the whole Kelsey situation going on. We got to see what they're going to do against those Jaguars next Sunday. Jaguars. You guys, I'm trying to figure it out. Jaguars. There we go. Next Sunday. And I think it's going to be a great game. I'll get into the predictions for that one tomorrow. It's going to be weird. It's going to be very, very interesting on that one. But I got the Chiefs coming in at number 4 this week. And we'll get into predictions tomorrow. All right. Number 3. This one pains me. And you know what? No one can ever say I'm a hater. I have to give credit where it's due. The Dallas Cowboys. Now, yes, we can bring up the team that they beat and how their defense absolutely sucked and Daniel Jones wasn't ready and Saquon Barkley looked a little rusty and he just wasn't ready either. But guess what? When it boils down to it, for a defense to do what they did and completely dismantle an NFL team that gets paid just like everybody else, you have to give credit where credit is due. That Dallas defense is the top of the league right now, and without a doubt, it's a force to be reckoned with and something to be worried about going into each week. Now, as far as the offense goes, Dak is in question. I can't sit here and tell you that I believe in Dak yet. I can't sit here and tell you, oh man, Dak is playing at an elite level. Yes, he did just enough to not make any mistakes. He was carried by CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard. We know that. But Dak is still in question for me, and that's why they came in at number 3 this week for week 2. So there you go. D Tenzo, what up, man? What's going on with you? Faces on Fire says 0 points. Shutout. That don't happen really. It doesn't. It's very rare that a team can't even put up at least 3, without a doubt. So there you go. Dallas Cowboys coming in at number 3 this week for your power rankings. Number 2. Numero dos. Philadelphia Eagles, ladies and gentlemen. Philadelphia Eagles, you could say things got a little shaky between them and the Patriots. But listen, I feel like each team had some shakiness to a certain degree, some less than others. But at the end of the day, you still have a very solid offense in the Eagles. You have a very solid defense in the Eagles as well. Like I said before, they probably have the second most complete team, if not the most complete team. Obviously, we're still looking at adjustments and things like that. But the Philadelphia Eagles, there were adjustments made by the Patriots in the second half that I feel like coaching didn't notice and didn't make plans for, and that's why the Patriots almost came back in that game. But they did just enough to obviously get the victory. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the Eagles from number 1 from last week and put them at number 2 because they did show that they're still the Eagles and show that they're still have the right to be one of the teams at the top of the NFC. So there you go. Philadelphia Eagles coming in at number 2. So, Rebecca, I'll answer your question in a moment. Coming in at number 1. The San Francisco 49ers. Listen, I don't think anyone looked better at offense and defense than this team. A complete destruction of the Steelers left everybody more dumbfounded and in awe than Dallas did against the Giants. All right. We know the Giants and the issues that they have. And I said something that people were mad at me about. I'll get back to that in a second. I said something in regards to the Giants that, yes, we expect them to go out and ball, but Daniel Jones' accuracy was going to be in question. And you guys were like, oh, Daniel Jones, he has a high percentage in accuracy. And like, that was last year. And going up against Dallas, he showed exactly why I question it. But nothing expected me and you guys for what the 49ers were going to hand Mike Tomlin, Kenny Pickett, and that Steelers defense, in which we all thought was going to be the new Iron Curtain. Brock Purdy came out poised, came out ready to go, came out ready to ball. He had 220 yards. Christian McCaffrey, a train wreck coming through. 152 yards in the rushing. Brandon Ayuk, 129 yards receiving. Purdy, 19 for 29, 65 on the completion percentage. His long was 23, 2 touchdowns, 0 sacks. 0 interceptions. He did take 3 sacks, but he played like no other in that game. And without a doubt, I wouldn't ask for anything else out of a quarterback in that game. Without a doubt. Deebo Samuel was 5 for 7. He had 55 yards. Kittle showed up a little bit. He was 3 for 6 with 19. So, it's really, really difficult to not put these 49ers at number 1 this week, and that's why they have it. Look at the defense. Warner, Greenlaw, Ward, Hargrave, Bosa. I mean, right now, the 49ers have the most solid team in the NFL on both sides. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 49ers taking number 1 spot for NFL Week 2. All right. So to answer my Bills Mafia question. So there was 2 teams that was actually on this list that did not make it. The Steelers and the Bills. So, well, why, Jay? Why didn't the Bills and the Steelers make it? Well, we'll start with the Steelers for one, right? The Steelers dropped off because of expectations that we had in Kenny Pickett. He came in preseason and he showed off. Some would even say that he showed his ass. And we all thought that the Steelers were going to go out there and ball out. I favored Steelers in that game against the 49ers, and I made an absolute mistake. And I'm one to take accountability and say when I made a mistake and say that I'm wrong, I was completely wrong. So that's why the Steelers fell completely off that list, because they were not the team that I thought they were going to be. Why did the Bills fall off the list and drop anywhere between 20 and 10? The Bills dropped off the list because of, once again, expectations. We expected more out of the Bills. We expected more out of Josh Allen. And quite frankly, we expected more out of the defense, right? You guys know what I said, and I still stand on what I said. I do believe that Sean McDermott is not the right coach for this team. I don't think he has the fight. I think he's too soft. And I just don't think that he's capable of leading this team to a Super Bowl. And that's just me being honest. Now, is it week 1? Yes. Can things change? Yes. But that's how I feel right now. And that's just the reality of it. And it pains me that I had to take my team off of the top 10 because they weren't ready. There you go. That's Jay for you. That's Jay, the football fan. That's not Jay, the biased fan, if you're wondering. So there you go. There you go. Fred Lucky says, Jay, what up? Says, show my New Orleans Saints more love. I will when they prove it. I will when they prove it. They got a 1-point victory. When they go out there and ball out and start putting up 20-plus points and not letting teams score more than 7, sure. They'll get some love. Or if they sneak their way up into the playoffs, who knows what will happen? Who knows, man? Richard says they'll both be back. It's totally possible. It's totally possible, without a doubt. I'm not saying that. First off, any team has a chance to be in the top 10 in the power rankings. You guys know that. But people are going to show up and people are going to fall down. And unfortunately, I had no choice. Even if I wanted to be biased, I couldn't come up with a good enough argument to leave the Bills at number 4. Here, I'll put it up for you guys to see what I had. Hold on. Let me screenshot this here for you guys so you can see both lists that I had from last week and now this week. So, as tough as it was for me, I had to be real. I had to be real about it. So there you go. Obviously, last week, like I said, it was the Eagles, Chiefs, 49ers, Bills, Bengals, Ravens, Jets, Steelers, Cowboys, Lions. And then this week, week 2, which, my bad, y'all. I should have put the week on there. Let me fix that for you and get it right. Let me get it right. So this will be basically your recap. And we'll throw it over here. And I'll try to get out the way a little bit. Wrong way, Jay. Wrong way. All right, there we go. So yeah, there you go. There's your recap, ladies and gentlemen. There's your recap. For last week, it was Eagles, Chiefs, 49ers, Bills, Bengals, Ravens, Jets, Steelers, Cowboys, Lions. And then, of course, for this week, 49ers, Eagles, Dallas, Chiefs, Lions, Ravens, Jets, Browns, Jaguars, and your Dolphins. And that's your recap. Ryan says, I've got Vikings winning Thursday. Okay. I'll drop. We're going to do predictions tomorrow. We'll do predictions tomorrow around the same time. But let me go back up so I can answer some of these questions. Michelle says, so you think the Cowboys can take the Jets? You know, that is going to be the game that really determines, like I said, what's going on with these Jets and if they're the real deal, right? I think everyone except the Bills came fired up defensively this week. So we'll see what happens with those Jets in Dallas. I'm going to pay close attention to that game for sure. And then, we'll be able to figure it out. But it's really hard to say because I don't trust Zach Wilson no more than anyone else does. That's just the reality of it. I don't trust Zach Wilson more than anyone else does. And how far can the Jets defense keep things together until either one, he can figure things out, or two, they're able to bring in a veteran quarterback that can. That's the question. DiCenzo says, did I miss the Seahawks placement? No, they did not crack the top 10. They would be in the 20. I'm only doing top 10s. So if the Seahawks do make it, you will know, my friend. Banking on Monday says Baltimore making top 10, but want to see them play a quality team. Exactly. Sirius says, I had the Steelers at home big time. Unreal that they didn't perform on both sides of the ball like preseason. Exactly. It was super disappointing because if you look at not even just projections, right? Because you guys, I listen to all the analysts. I look at numbers. I go back and look at last year. I do all that stuff, right? And I'm sure some of you do it as well. But for the average person, they're not going out doing all that stuff. But when you went and looked at all the Steelers' numbers and the direction that they should have been heading in, there was no reason why they lost the game the way that they did. Now, that's not to discredit the 49ers and say, well, they shouldn't have won, or that they have a terrible defense, or they don't have a good offense. I'm saying that I expected a dogfight And if the 49ers are going to win, it should have been more of a close game. That's all I'm saying. Sheila says, we have a lot of football. Sure, there'll be a lot of changes. I'm trying not to get too excited, just waiting for the Chiefs game. I hope I'm celebrating when I leave that stadium. Yes, that Chiefs and Jaguars game is going to be one for the ages. I'm going to get into my top 3 games that I'm most excited for as well. Tomorrow we'll do that during the predictions. I got 3 games that I'm really, really looking forward to. 3 games that I'm really looking forward to, and we'll do more of a deep dive into that tomorrow. So yeah, shout out to Patty. Since it's the first week, everyone needs to calm down. Anything can happen once the cobwebs are gone. That's true. That's true. Obviously, the first day hype, you're going to be in your emotions. You're going to be mad. You're going to be upset. You got to fight through your feelings and anger and all that kind of stuff. And for the most part, I try to be a little bit more logical and rational. But at the same time, you're gonna drop some emotion, especially when you expect more out of your team. You expect them to be better than what they've been doing, especially when a specific quarterback looks like they're still playing like a rookie. I'm just gonna say that. I have to drop that in there. Prairie Tom says Cowboys will kill my Jets. We'll see. Robert says if the Jets do pursue the GOAT, Tom Brady will never play for the Jets, but Chad Henne, I don't know. Yeah, Tom's not going to the Jets. It's just not going to happen. Shout out to you, BK. Richard says, can you give Thursday's pick now, please? Richard, we got to wait. We got to wait till tomorrow, my friend. We got to wait till tomorrow. Ryan says, Kenny Pickett isn't the regular season quarterback. He isn't good. Serious Biz says, True J. Ryan, Niners would have won the Super Bowl with Brock last year. 100%. 100%. People love to hate on Brock and say this, that, and the third. But without a doubt, if Brock Purdy would have not got injured, I think Kyle Shanahan would have willed that kid to a Super Bowl. I'm just being honest. They would have figured out some kind of way. And the team would have figured out a way. Because, listen, when you start putting veterans in a position to where they can actually win a Super Bowl and they believe in it, they start playing at a different level. Forget the quarterback. You put Josh Johnson in the Super Bowl with that team, they're just gonna run it. They're just gonna run the whole offense through Deebo Samuel and McCaffrey, and try to put Johnson on short passes. That's all. And then let the defense go to work. That's what I would have seen if Brock Purdy would have went to the Super Bowl and got injured in the Super Bowl. But if Brock would have played in the Super Bowl, I think they would have won. And it would have been a crazy game. Rebecca says, I guess I'm blessed because I don't see winning. Winning is everything. I love the team, the fans, and the joy of a healthy rivalry. Yeah, I mean, I don't think, for me at least, right, there's a love and an appreciation for the Bills as far as being a fan, being a member of the Bills Mafia, being born and raised into the Bills, going through all the ups and downs as far as the Super Bowls. When you have a certain level of, I think, expectations, considering not only the amount of money that was invested into the team, but all the talent that the team currently has now, you look at things a little different as far as, well, this is what a team should do. And this is where, this is what they should have learned from last year. And when you don't see them do that, it's kind of like you're looking at, it's kind of like you're looking at your own kids out there. Like, hey, like, you taught them over the years to not make these mistakes, and they go out and make that same mistake. You're going to be disappointed. And that's how a lot of people feel. It's just the reality of it. Faces on Fire says Cowboys on the left, Dallas on the right. My brain is angry about this. Well, you know what? Faces on Fire, get over it. You know exactly what it means. Marcus Hines says Brock is good. Dude cold, I'm not going to lie. Listen, everybody's been hating on the kid, and he's been going out there proving himself. And until he doesn't, let him talk. People are going to talk regardless, whether you're winning or losing. Listen, Bills bounce back on Sunday. They're going to talk about that. Oh, it was the Raiders. It's going to be all kinds. And then, of course, if we lose to the Raiders, then, yeah, it's going to get real bad. But people are going to find a reason to talk no matter what every week. That's just how football is. This is what we do. And if you're not used to it by now, then you probably are being entertained by the wrong sports. What's up, Tyler? Marcus Hines says, I don't know about 7 rings, but he will win a couple of them. Who's supposed to get 7 rings? Oh, stop it, Ryan. Come on now. Ryan's bugging out, y'all. Robert says, my team, the Jets, just gave me the upset pick of the week. Jets over the Cowboys outright. And Robert, because I am a man of my word. I didn't forget, my friend. I did not forget. So shout out to you for winning the bet. 49 viewers in the house, 33 likes. Let's try to get that to 40, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're smashing. I like that thumbs up. We need 7 more. 7 more likes, 7 more thumbs up to get to that 40 mark. So make sure you guys hit that like, that thumbs up. It is much, much appreciated. Tyler says those Niners are crazy. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, my friend. Without a doubt. So, yeah, tomorrow is going to be the predictions video. We'll get into every game. And then we'll also get into my top 3 that I'm looking forward to as far as for week 2. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There is your power rankings for week 2. 49ers leading the way, followed by the Eagles, Dallas, Chiefs, Lions, Ravens, Jets, Browns, Jaguars, and the Dolphins. So there it is. Richard says, relevant. Yeah, he's relevant now. Ryan says, Purdy is the next coming of Brady. All right, Ryan's on the juice tonight, y'all. He is on the juice tonight. Sheila says, Bengals, the real shocker of the week. Never seen that coming. Yeah, without a doubt. I don't think anybody's seen that coming as far as with the Bengals. You know. And here's the problem that I had with that one. People were so mad that I mentioned that right now you still have to consider Allen to be a better quarterback than Burrow. Because guess what? If he's injured, keep him off the field. The problem that I have with people saying, oh, well, you can't say that because he was injured. He went out there and played. He still went out there and played. Don't touch the field if you don't think you're going to win. Sit on the bench. Let the second string come in while you heal and then come back and play. But hey. Detendo says, you think Lions will beat Seattle? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm a strong believer in Seattle. But this Lions team is just different right now. Lions team is just different. And like I said, we'll get into the predictions and everything tomorrow for you guys. Every game we'll go through. We'll break it down. It'll be a fun time. And we'll make it happen. Faces on Fire says, Jay, you know that's not how these athletes think. I mean, they can think however they want. That's just the reality of it. If you don't think you're going to win, don't step out on the field. Especially after you got $270 million. So there you go. Shout out to you, Rebecca. Bill's Mafia in the house. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to be it for tonight. That is your power rankings for week 2. Tomorrow's going to be predictions. It's 6:40. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Hump day, as they call it. Tomorrow night, we got Thursday Night Football. I will be streaming it, so make sure you lock it in. It'll be another fun time, another great time. And, yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Sparktabulous, what up? What's going on with you? You're a little late, but it's all good. Better late than never. Better late than never, you know. D10 says, I hope not. My girl's a diehard Lions fan. Well, hey, you may have to get her nails done or give her a massage or something because she may have a whole lot to talk about pretty soon. A whole lot. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Jay. I'll see you all soon. Peace out.